I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're gonna work on the caliber.
Mains and rods?
Mains and rods, and then we'll throw the head on, torque the head, and then we'll do the timing chain and oil pump chain, and that'll probably be it for tonight, and then fully reassemble this weekend.
This weekend? Today is Wednesday. Gotta take out the trash today. Is this for when your nuts get a little loose?
Yeah, but that's a little too big for my nuts.
Okay, so this is where we left off.
Yoni.
Johnny?
See?
Hey.
Wow.
So the head's fully assembled, the new one, right?
You're sitting there with frozen assembly lube on it.
I'm sure. Let me drink my water while we're recording.
Gotta wet my whistle.
So this car is owned by who?
A buddy of mine in the Army, his name's Ruben.
So before this, the car was sat for how long? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years before we started to disassemble it.
And then
I was talking to him a while ago, we kind of just started talking about my cars and stuff that I do to my cars and that kind of thing, and I kind of talked to him about what he was doing with his, like why he hadn't driven it in so long. He's like, well, I think it's got a rod issue or a bearing issue or something like that. I just shitted. I said, dude, just let me fix it for you. I said,
let me give you a fucking good diagnosis.
Pay me basically whatever you want. I don't charge a bunch. I enjoy working on cars. That's why I don't do it for a living.
Especially you owning a caliber fryer.
Yeah. So I don't want to lose interest in this kind of stuff, so I do it for fun. So.
Well, yeah, but you were saying earlier when we're...
So he's finally, after probably about 2 months after I talked to him about, working on it for him, he's like, hey, when do you think you can come look at it? So I just said, right now. I'll go over there right now. So I went over there. He started it up and...
He actually started it?
Yeah, he started it. I'm like...
Oh, my...
And it hadn't been started at this point in probably about a year and a half, 2 years.
Dude, you can see sunlight through the valve cover,
So
or not the valve cover, the camshaft itself.
He starts it, and I'm like, okay, you can turn it off. I was like, holy crap. It was making... I heard at least like 3 different noises. The head sounded like it was destroyed. Lifters...
If 3 diesels were having sex.
It really sounded bad. So I'm like, I'm down to work on it. I told him I'd probably do it for around $500 if it's just rod bearings.
Yeah. And then
so we get tearing into it, and I'm like, wow.
Because I remember when we took out the oil pan, I just saw a chain.
Yeah.
Dude, the whole head itself.
Pulled the oil pan off. The oil pump chain had snapped. There was nothing but metal inside the oil pan. And so I get into it there, and we're looking at everything, and I'm like, yeah, it's rod bearings. They're not bad, but they definitely need to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
So we order some stuff.
So you ordered this prior for the head?
Basically, timing chain, all that stuff, and then we start working on it, tear into it a little bit more, pull that valve cover off, and the head was completely destroyed. Cams were completely destroyed. Cam caps, cam bearings, all of it was just destroyed. There was metal shavings everywhere.
No, there was metal chunks.
And as you can see right here in the video, we're throwing the head on. That's a new turbo as well.
And then,
so when we're pulling it apart, doing some more disassembly, we find that the turbo was also completely destroyed, like beyond belief.
The shaft itself was snapped in half, dude.
The compressor wheel and both sides of the actual shaft were separated, and that they're supposed to be together. That's what makes boost. Well, yeah, they were snapped in half.
That thing went in warm back and stayed in warm.
Yeah. That compressor wheel was completely destroyed on the outside, so we had to
give her a shot.
We had a lot more work than we expected from the start.
Yeah, dude.
So
I was like, yeah, I'll help you put the head on. I was like, oh god, there's way more to this, for sure. And then, of course, those are the cams that he installed as well. Are stage 2 cams from RealTune, correct?
RealTune cams. Found it on the whole head. We found on the Facebook page, the RealTune Facebook page. The turbo as well. We found on the RealTune Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
We got really good deals and
he got the car back done and some.
So yeah, upon further discovery, when we're doing the disassembly, the boost control.
So as we were torquing everything down and took the cams out, we lost the cam bearing. Fuck you! What do you mean?
Talking shit.
I'm not talking. I'm explaining the situation. I see you. What happened, Bubba?
It's funny.
What do you say? Start from the beginning.
Get your ass back here, boy.
So it's gonna end tonight. Not
Listen. Hold on. That's gonna.
That wasn't my mouth either. So head's torqued down for now. I tasted that. Fuck, dude. So this is gonna be it for tonight, at least. So day 1. Well, day 2 for me. This is like day 30 for Bubba. Like day 4 actually. And told.
4th or 5th day working on the car.
Okay. But yeah. On to day 2. Oh look, would you look at that? What's up, boys? I think I know one of those guys. Need some Chipotle?
That was fast. Yeah, dude.
Look, Hayden. Know that guy. So, while Bubba looks for... Oh, there's a pause button on this thing? I'm such a fucking idiot. As Bubba's doing something inside the house, whatever, I'm gonna look for the cam bearing that he lost yesterday. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, and I gotta take these downpipe bolts nuts off.
So upon further discovery, we're kind of tearing into the boost controller. It all the hoses were dry rotted. There was holes like an inch long inside those.
That catch can, dude. That catch can was...
The catch can was completely full. There was oil and blow by all over the top,
and then, like,
top of the motor.
That whole serpentine, like everything around the serpentine, anything around that catch can was just like...
So not only was it sitting for years, literally years, there was already oil all over everything. So just the dust blowing off the road. It sat outside. Mm-hmm. Dust blowing off the road made it just beyond disgusting.
Like how much? What, $40 in brake clean?
Yeah, we spent more on brake clean than we did on like gaskets for everything that was rebuilt. So all in all, this dude's he's stoked, and I'm stoked for him to have his car back. It's his baby. He was never really kind of in tune with the upkeep of vehicles, and now we've talked quite a few times because he spent a lot of money on getting this thing fixed. Yeah. That it would be silly to not do the upkeep that he should have from the beginning. Yeah. So.
And as we're recording this, we literally just dropped off the car like not even 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we dropped off the car a few minutes ago.
He turned from like boss. We just dropped off the car.
We just dropped off the car, and I went and stopped by the car wash. We got it smogged. It passed smog.
Flying colors. All the check engine lights on that you'll see probably right now are gone.
All the check engine
fresh gas.
The only thing it needs is camber arms for the rear.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the matter of the fact is, we got the head on with the camshaft. I was just gonna say crank. We got the camshafts to 3 Ugga Duggas. We put the rod bearings in, but
I forgot that the crank actually has to come out to replace the main bearings. I didn't forget that. I just didn't think of it until it was too late, and we had already done the rods.
So there's that.
So crank's got to come out. I want to replace the rear main and the crank seal anyways, so Yeah, it's gonna come out. So we're gonna come back and hit it tomorrow hard.
Tomorrow's Friday, but you work Saturday.
I do work Saturday, but I don't care.
All right.
Saturday's gonna be an easy day, so.
Next day. Time to put on the bottom half of the engine, right? It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Johnny's here again. Johnny, update number 2 for you.
What is it?
Your update. No one's asked about you, but I guess.
But if they had, this would be the.
Yeah, exactly. If
Well, just have them write all their questions down, and then we can do a
okay,
a
yeah,
Q&A
that's enough
one.
for you.
So all it really needs is camber arms for the rear because it's on suspension. It's on coilovers, and the rear camber arms and the caliber SRT-4 are not adjustable. So once you slam it, the camber goes super far.
I was gonna tell you, I'm like the camber in the back. I don't know if there's. It's probably adding on to how old those tires are too.
Yeah, for sure. So what you guys will see, I'm sure. The rear camber is pretty awful, but it's just adjustable camber arms. We'll throw them on there, get an alignment for him. Whenever he hits me up, he said he's gonna hit me up because he just wants to.
He wants to refreshen it so it's daily drivable.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna do bushings and stuff like that. But I wanted to get it back to him just so he could have the car back and really.
Just a satisfaction of having the car that you had sat for 2 years running
gonna,
again with some goodies, dude.
Yeah,
and especially with the turbos, like the blow off valve.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Runs really good. We got him to boost like a couple times driving it to drop it off just to make sure everything was copacetic. But it's gonna be a fun car. Because like he's excited. He's gonna take care of it again.
That paint was nice when he got out the car wash. I'm like, holy hell! Yeah, I'm like, if you get off those 3 inches of
dirt, get out of the car wash, get all the crud off of it.
And then he said it makes you want to have one again.
It actually makes me miss mine. Mine made a lot more power than this one, and it was in much better shape. But
yeah, and you had a Sidewinder turbo, but yours had the stock cams. That's the only thing. The engine itself was stock, but just
the engine was bone stock. All I had was a fuel pump, Walbro 455, E85 tune, 1000cc injectors, and Garrett 3582R Sidewinder setup. First Sidewinder setup on any caliber SRT-4.
And it was baby blue, powder coated.
It was baby blue.
I think it was nice, dude. I miss that thing. It's funny too, because like when you were taking off, I told you earlier, I haven't seen the rear end of those things in forever, and I was like, damn, brought back some memories, dude.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, because I know Bubba for like what, 5 years now, 6 years.
Yeah.
2013. So yeah, 6 years. If I know how to count right.
Yeah. So,
but that's one done.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, for me, in my perspective, it was a really good learning experience, especially because I never really dug into a car that deep. Well, myself, and it's just the fact that I'm actually this involved into an engine build.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
A lot of people, for me, avoiding building my own things was strictly because just being kind of intimidated by this kind of stuff. But it's so simple. A lot of times it goes back together. It won't go back together unless you're putting it back together the right way.
Yeah.
With timing and stuff like that, it's really look up videos and kind of learn.
Don't be scared to not know something and go look it up.
There's no reason to avoid doing something because you don't know if the information is already out there, and the information is already out there for 90% of the projects that you're gonna
especially for
embark on.
An example, your Evo, the market's huge for it.
Exactly. So and YouTube. I mean, that's where this video is going for everyone who wants to do something on their own. We recorded almost every single thing that you possibly could have.
I don't just bullshit. I've actually fucking do stuff. But yeah, as you can see, tons of timing chain goodies in that pan.
Yeah, so
it was. You ever seen Gold Rush? Yeah. We would have made profit first week.
Pretty awful, and that's after I had already dumped the chain out and all that junk. So yeah, it was pretty. It was a pretty big nightmare.
So as Bubba was putting his bad boy on, oh dude, there's a bunch of fucking metal shavings.
I think I know why this thing broke. It's for the oil pump tensioner. Oil pump chain tensioner.
Oh, that's pretty fantastic. Pulled the threads out?
The threads right out. And I didn't even tighten it yet.
More power. You did it again.
There you go. Oh, they came out. Let's make a slinky out of it. But yeah, something like this, like it's once I knew the difference between timing chain and timing belt, and I was like, timing chain, you can go fucking screw yourself. I don't want to do that back then, but now it's like, oh,
to me, I think they're easier, a lot. Well, if the specific chain has the timing marks on it, it's much easier because you literally can't screw it up. If the chain is on time with the timing marks, and the timing marks are on time with themselves on either end, with for the cam specifically, you can't screw it up.
Yeah,
there's no way you can.
Like now, my concern is when you do timing chain, it's just as long as it doesn't leak, as long as you put a decent amount of RTV. That was my concern. Now, but back then, there's so much things, especially cracking open to an engine, that's so intimidating.
Yeah, especially because the majority of timing chains are wet timing chains, meaning they're oiled down by the actual sump.
Yeah, it's actually internal. Everything's kept inside.
Make sure you put RTV in the right places because it will leak.
Follow your
and if that leaks,
don't mind the random cut off audio.
If it leaks, you're screwed.
Yeah,
especially if you put the engine back in.
Everything has to come back apart. All the serpentine stuff, all the pulleys, crank pulley, harmonic balance or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is, it has to come back off, and then you have to take it apart. And I don't know if we recorded it, but initially when we did finish the car, started it. Well, even before I started it, put oil in it, and the pan was leaking. Simple stuff like that because I didn't flatten out some of the spots that got scraped on the girdle. The girdle was pretty scraped up from when we pulled the pan off originally.
Because you guys took it apart in what, half a day?
Yeah, and I thought the RTV would take care of those scrapes, but they didn't. So I had to fix the scrapes. I had to bend the pan back to the original shape, and then re-RTV it, and then threw it back on there, and then didn't tighten up the oil the oil filter, and then I sprayed oil everywhere. 3 entire quarts.
Yeah. And some good oil too.
Yeah.
That was after the break-in, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't it after the break-in too?
Fresh Mobile 1 040.
Yeah, so it's good. It's a good thing that's something that's simple, not something catastrophic failure. But I mean, in my experience, this was awesome. I enjoyed this thing a lot, and it gave good footage.
Yeah, and then at the end of this video, you guys are gonna see a little bit of the next project.
Technically 2 right now, because right now we're doing a transmission right now, and then
currently
and then the other
transmission on a buddy's Evo 8. He's actually helping out, so you'll see him.
I'm just in there like a little shop whore, just recording good angles.
We're gonna finish up another project, which is super simple. It's a water pump on the car that you'll see at the end of the video. So maybe a head gasket.
Something simple, finally.
Yeah,
because this car has been here for what, 2 months, longer, just about almost 3 months.
Yep. And then after that, we're gonna start on my Evo. A bunch of goodies going into that, so that's gonna be a very informative, a lot of time lapse, a very informative video on a 700 plus horsepower build. With basically the best of the best parts.
You got some of them horsepowers?
Yeah.
Can I have some?
I'll share.
Yes.
And then soon, hopefully, God willing, Edward will be getting a little treatment of his own on one of the VR6 Jettas.
That should be fun. Because not technically now I have a spare engine. Spare engine and transmission.
So he'll have to spare some power for the rest of us as well.
I got a closed deck block, dude.
Yeah. I think it's good for some power, and they sound really sick.
Yeah, I love how they sound when they're cam, dude.
Yeah.
But again, thank you so much, Bubba, for letting me record this. High five. As you can see, it's putting the spark plugs on, and it's towards the end of the build. And honestly, I hate when oil leaks. Dude, it was horrible.
Yeah.
It's just, and then I felt happy for you when you had your garage back. It took like.
Yeah,
well, so obviously we have jobs.
We had the car for a few months actually. But total days of working, like actual focused working, maybe like 15 days.
No. To me, it was a little bit hard just because the engine was still in the car.
Yeah, and yeah, we kept the motor in the car. A lot of this stuff would have been done smoother and easier if we had pulled the motor. Honestly, there was no reason that we did or we didn't pull the motor.
It just happened.
We just didn't do it. Had plenty of room and space in the garage. We have all the tools, got a hoist and all that stuff.
Boy's got a new car lift, man.
Got a lift in there. Thanks to my lovely lady, Sade. You guys will see it being used at the very end of this. Well, I guess you're seeing it now. But we didn't start using it until the last couple days of working on the car.
Cool, man. All right, guys. So here's the end of the voiceover. Enjoy the rest. So we're about to rip it. First time, well, at least me in it. He's already gone in it. So before anyone starts questioning these open vacuum lines, the owner of the car does have an aftermarket boost controller. So that's why it kind of looks, I don't know, flimsy. So since this thing doesn't have headlights, Bubba doesn't want to die.
Trying to clean off the mud.
And anal.
This car, before yesterday, as I started it and drove it up the block for the first oil change. Before then, it hadn't driven in 2 years. And it was stored outside. So you can imagine
Oh, the
how
chingaderas.
crusty and disgusting this thing is.
Why are there so many cars here, dude? Are you finding something in there?
Oh, is it on?
Huh? Yeah. No. Uber? Is your name James? What's going on, buddy? Just drop me off in the corner. It's fine. That's cool. It's got cool stuff. It's got a radio, dude. Nice.
This one's 21st century?
So how much air is in our tires? Minus almost a pound. What the fuck is that? Yeah, it's the boost controller.
Boost controller, yeah. The boost gauge and the boost controller are not reading.
Yeah, let's say, and then the turbo timer is not even on. Did you have the stock cams in yours?
Yeah.
From this angle, it's perfectly fine because none of the lights you can see. Oh, dude, you guys fixed my fucking gas. Brought it back with a full tank. I heard you making the U-turn. I was just heard clunk, ding, bing. Boost gauge moved a little. Oh, this thing moved too.
What?
Oh, look. Did you snap it back into reality?
Must have.
You loosened up all the dirt in it.
Because there's a filter inside that thing. That's what I hooked up. I don't think I hooked up the boost gauge.
No, the boost gauge moved right now too.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
Should be reading more vacuum.
How much boost this bad boy makes? All three of them. Oh, wait, no, it's not.
It's like half throttle.
Is that from that car? Or is that from another car?
That's old.
I was like, you lined yourself perfectly up with it.
But it would be dripping still. Just as soon as we stop. Oh, it could have been.
I just fucking slushes forward like a fucking tsunami.
From sitting up there.
Well, there's that. Another one for the books. Only took 2 months. High five.
Thank God.
Now Jack cleaning up the mess. The guy's picking up the car Thursday, you said?
Yep.
So, on to the next one.